Good morning, all. All righty. So we've got our last week of strength today. So you'll need, just like the other weeks, some free weights if you have any available, or a TheraBand for your resistance, a chair and a bit of space. And I'll just check that we've got everyone on mute as well. Brilliant. All right. Make sure you've got a water bottle handy close by, so I'm not going to resting throughout. Grab a drink if you need one. And we will just get started now. So just start off with that nice exercise we've been doing each Tuesday, the breathing squat to a bit of an extension. Aim for at least a minute to a minute and a half worth. And as we're doing this, we're aiming to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Okay, so you're going to take a nice breath in, extend your arms and body, make your body nice and tall, and a nice breath out, and just squatting down to a depth you feel comfortable with. Breathing in and out. Try to match your breath with the movement. So get to the end of our inhale at the top, end of our exhale at the bottom. Last one. Nice job. I'll take our feet nice and wide now. If needed, you can use a chair for a bit of support. And we're just going to start small, bending our knee out, trying to open up a little bit through our inner thighs. It's feeling comfortable, you can go a little bit wider with your legs. Find the level that works for you. I'm going to progressively make this a bit harder and a bit more tension through my legs. Think about this as just prepping our respiratory system, our nervous system, our muscular system, getting it all ready for a bit of resistance we're going to put through it shortly. Now, if you want to add in a bit more intensity, you can try to touch toward your foot with the opposite hand, getting a little bit of rotation through our torso, which will add to opening up through those inner thighs. Nice job. Let's come back up to standing. Just a little bit of work through the spine now, arms by our side. Slide one hand down. Open up to the right side of your body. Crunch through your core muscles to come back to standing. And switch. Slide. And back to center. So you shouldn't be feeling any pain with this. Don't want to push through any discomfort. Just working as far as your body feels comfortable today. Job. Place our hands on our bottom. Pull our shoulders back, squeeze our bum, and just go into a little bit of an extension. And relax off. 2 more. Squeezing your bum, tummy on, pull your shoulders back a little bit. And off. Last one. And off. Nice job. Going to bring our hands up like we're holding 2 plates. And I want you to imagine you've got a newspaper underneath your arm. Now we're just turning our arms out and back in. So you're trying your best. If you were holding plates, you wouldn't drop the plate. And if you do have that newspaper under your arm, you won't drop that either. We're aiming to engage the muscles of our mid-back and on our back of our shoulder blades. Job. We're going to go a little bit higher now for elbows, and this time our palms will face down. So I've got this nice shoulder height. Okay, from here, we'll rotate it back and a little bit down. Back and down. Notice I'm keeping a nice gap between my shoulders and my ears. I'm not shrugging up. I'm trying to wake up the muscles of my mid-back and around the back of my shoulder blade. Concentrate on what's doing this movement. If you're getting any discomfort in your shoulders, you can go back to the first movement where your elbows are by your side. Last one. Nice job. All right, let's get the legs waking up a little bit now. So we'll just start with some marches. You can hold that march for a second at the top. Good, now moving into bottom, kicking towards your hands. Waking up your hamstrings. Now into some side kicks. So if you don't have the balance for this, you can just practice some side steps and back. If you have the balance for it, just on one leg, kicking the opposite leg out and in. Can use a chair or a wall if you need to. Last one. Switching sides. Last one. Work. Bringing our legs wide again and turning our feet out and just coming down into a nice deep squat. Pushing back up. Down. And up. As we stand up, you can notice I'm driving my arms back, trying to fire up some of my mid-back and squeezing my bottom. And I'm sinking down into my hips. Opening up a little bit through the legs, through the pelvis. Let's go for 2 more. Last one. Job. Take one hand out in front. Sorry, both hands out in front. And a step back with our right foot. Keeping our left hand where it is. Open out. And back to center. And then switching sides. Open out. Back to center. We're going to do 2 rounds on each. So a little bit of balance here and a little bit of rotation through our thoracic spine. Good job. Stepping back in front, switching legs. Hands out. Open out. Just to where you can control. One more each way. Last one. Good job. All right, have a seat. We're going to cycle through a few different movements. Our first one is going to be a row. We'll be using a TheraBand. So we need a chair. We're going to sit down, have the band wrapped around the balls of our feet. And we're just going to do a warm-up set where we're doing both arms, and then we're going to work on doing single arm now and trying to build that strength. So keep your chest a little bit lifted. You're going to pull back until your elbows are by your side. And you're pinching your shoulder blades together and down slightly. Control back out. In and out. Let's go for 6 more repetitions. Last one. Good job. All right. Just going to have the band around our right foot now. I'm going to hold both in our left. The further forward you grab on the band, the harder you will make this. So we're going to do a little bit of a lean forwards. Straighten up, pull and squeeze. So you're keeping your back straight as you do this. Little hinge forwards, up, pull back, and squeeze. Let's keep that going now for 8 repetitions. So 6 more left. Forwards a little bit, straighten back and squeeze. If you're getting any discomfort in your lower back, I'd like you just to stay up straight the whole time. 4 to go. And last one. Band will come off. Switching feet. All right, so a little bit forwards, up, pull back, engage that right shoulder blade this time. Going for a total of 8 reps. Last one. Good job. Let's all stand up now. We're going to use our band again. We're working through a bit of a hinge. Feet on the band. You use this as our warm-up set. So you'll grab both ends of the band. And you're down here now, you're going to flatten out. So really stiff your bottom back. Keep your knees pushed apart. I'm going to drive up to straight. Bottom back, nice flat back. Up to straight. Last two. Last one. Nice job. I'm going to take our right foot out. So now you've got two options. One is that you keep your right foot back as a bit of a training wheel. And it's the same motion. You're sitting your bottom back like we just practiced, but our left leg's going to be doing most of the work. Or if you have the strength and balance for it, you can try a single leg. Okay? So let's go for 6 more reps. You work at the level you can control. For most of you, I'm guessing at home, you'll need to keep that right foot softly down, but try not to put too much weight on the right foot. The left leg is doing pretty much all of this on its own. That's what we're aiming for. Last one. Job. Switching those feet over. Off we go on the right side now. And 8. Good job, everyone. Little breather, little rest. I'm going to cycle through those 2 movements 2 more times. Working on the single arm row and the single leg deadlift. All right, let's get set up again. Left foot, right arm this time. We're going to focus on staying a bit more straight this time. Make sure you get a good amount of resistance, and from here we're drawing your right shoulder blade back, pulling by your side, getting a nice squeeze, controlling back out. Back and pull, fire up that right shoulder blade, control back out. Last repetition, make sure you're getting your back to the work, not just your bicep. Switch those legs over. Off we go. There's our 8, standing up. Right foot. Grabbing close, getting some good tension. Left foot either supporting or off the ground. We go out for some single leg hinges. Nice job, let's switch sides. Off we go. Last one. Small little rest. I have one more to go. So if you ever are doing your own workouts at home, if you don't have something to follow along, this type of structure is a good one to follow. You can basically pick 2 movements or more. Last week we did 3 at a time. Often I'm picking movements that work different muscle groups. So in this circumstance, we're working the muscles of our back and the muscles of our hips. We're aiming for about 8 repetitions, which is a nice middle ground to build both strength and muscle size. And you want to do 3 to 4 rounds of that. So for today, we're just going to go into our 3rd round now, finish it up. And we did a bit of a warm up, and we also did some warm up movements specific to the ones we're doing now as our exercises. All right, so pick a foot, pick a hand. Try to get a good amount of resistance on this last set. We're going for 8 reps. Leading with the shoulder blade, following with the elbow. There's our 8, let's switch legs. Off we go. Last 2. Standing up, moving into our single leg work or split leg work to finish this little duo of exercises. So again, either having your back foot on the ground softly and driving up, or you've got the balance and strength for it, just staying on one leg. So going for 8 reps. Switching sides. And 8. Good job. Have a little breather. Grab a quick drink if you like one. I'm just going to check that we're on mute. All right. So next off, we're going to work on some lunging. It's another really important movement that you use throughout your day and daily activities quite commonly. So with the lunge, you may need to use a chair or something for support. If not, that's great, because the lunge gives you a bit of a measure of your balance and your strength through range. Okay, so basically we're going to start off one leg in front of the other. Now, when I work with people and we're doing lunges, what you might find you do sometimes to cheat a little bit, better words, is as you step with that front foot, you might turn your back foot out and keep it flat. Okay, so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'd like you to work on keeping your feet square so that your hips stay square and trying to stay on the ball of that back foot, not letting the heel go down. That alone, for some of you, just standing in this split stance will likely challenge your balance. Okay, so our feet are kind of on like a train track. You need to use something for a bit of support, that's okay. Try not to rely on it though. And from here, you're going to control down, push directly up and try to lock out this back knee. Control down and up. That's it, 8 reps. So we're going to switch sides now. Subset, control down, right back up. Last one. Nice job. So for that first set, we did body weight. For our next 2, we will use dumbbells if you're wanting that extra challenge. Of course, you're only going to use dumbbells if you can do 8 body weight ones with good control. For our second movement, we're going to work on a bicep curl to a shoulder press. So that will look something like this, curling and pressing. What we're going to aim to do though, is add in a little bit of a balance component. So we're going to do single arm. We'll start with our left side. Basically, you're going to aim to curl and press is level 1, trying not to let your body lean. Level 2 is curl, press and raise your knee, and down. All right, so work at the level you can control, and you go for 8 reps on each arm. So either just doing your curl, or if you feel comfortable, you can do the knee raise as well. If you're getting any shoulder pain with this, just do the curling. Don't worry about the press. Last one. Switching sides. Curl. Pushing up. Last one. Good work. Little breather. And then we're going straight back into the lunges. Might start to feel your legs after this. Right, so weights are optional. It's only if you want to add that extra challenge. Make sure you've got the movement down packed before you start adding weights. Think about on that train track, keeping our left foot on the left track, we're going to step forwards. Right foot on the right track. On the ball of our left foot, so the heel's risen. And away we go, lowering down, pushing up. Eight, switching legs. Off we go. Last one. Into the single leg. Go and raise, push up. Don't have to do the leg raise if you find that's quite hard. Just do the single arm curl. And if the press, the shoulder press is a bit uncomfortable, you could just do the curl. Try to keep your hips and your shoulders level here. Last one. Off we go, curl and press. Last one. Nice job. Have a little breather. Grab a quick drink if you like one, and then we've got one more round to go for that movement. All right, final round. Any weights that you're using them, Finding that split stance, holding strong. Down we go, pushing back up. There's 8, switching legs. And 8, nice job. Moving into our curl and push. Other side. Last one. And 8. Good job. Pop your weights down, have a quick drink, have a little rest. I'm going to work through a little bit of a finisher for our legs. So, we're going to take the band. Bring your feet hip width apart. If you can, I'd do your best to keep the band smooth and flat. And bring it underneath your legs. Wrap it over. Tie a knot and then tie another knot. So when you push your knees apart like this, there should be some resistance on the band. Shouldn't be very easy to do that. Find it's quite easy, you have to just untie it and then retie it a bit tighter around your knees. Okay, from there we stand up. So in terms of your starting position, you can think about your knees will be bent. Once I bend my knees though, I'm then sticking my bum back. Like how we've been doing the deadlifts. So you're going to bend your knees a little bit, then stick your bum back. We're just going to practice taking a big step out to the right, and then back in, and then step to the left, and in. Just going side to side. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to do your best to not let your knees cave in, like that, and keep them pushed apart. Trying to build a bit of endurance and strength through our outer hip muscles. So we're going to keep going for about 3 minutes straight. Different variations here. So just see if you can keep up with the movements. If you need to rest throughout, that's fine. Good. We're going to move a bit further to one side. And now we're going to, if you have the room for it, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then back. 2, 3. Keeping those knees wide, keeping tension on the band the whole time. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3. Got 15 more seconds. Ideally, you're feeling this in the outer glutes. 1, 2, 3, and last lot. 2, 3. Good job. Back to the middle. Almost finished. Keep your breathing up. And now you're going to go for some knee lifts again. It's a bit of a skill to make sure that that strap, that the band doesn't roll up the leg. So you're just going to drive up with one leg, switch, drive up with the other. Get some of the hip flexor muscles working. Now, alternatively, if this is really easy, you drop it down, pop it around your laces, and work on it like that. That's a variation to make it a bit harder. So either or, we're basically going to keep marching for about a minute now. Almost done. And last 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Take your feet out of the band, or your legs out of the band. Have a seat. Now, after this, right now, just while they're resting a little bit, you can give it a break, but shortly, doing some glute stretches will be a nice one to do a bit later on after this session. But now we're just going to finish up a little bit of the breathing work. Find a comfortable position in your chair. And have eyes open to eyes closed, and we're just going to aim to breathe into our abdominal area and out. Breathing in. Hold it for a second or two. Breathe out nice and slow. This is a nice way just to relax your body after doing some resistance training. Can help with your recovery. Remember, recovery is just as important as the training. If you're working your body hard, you need to give it time to recover and grow. If we only do workouts, eventually it's likely to lead to a bit of burnout or injuries if we're not giving our body that time to properly heal and recover back stronger. All right, so that's going to finish us up for today with our strength. Thank you for joining in. If you joined in from home, or if you're watching this later on, I hope you enjoy. And everyone have a lovely Christmas. You won't see me back for a couple of weeks. I'm having a bit of a break off, but the sessions will have a little break and then they'll kick off again in the new year. So thanks, everyone.